Hello everyone, Pepper Hernandez from drpepperhernandez.com, coming to you, reading you the 4 agreements. We have made it to agreement number 4. Now, for those of you that have been following, you know, I kind of read it and leave out some parts that don't resonate with me fully. The reason is because I think some of the terminology and the verbiage is a little old school for me, coming from a place of where I'm at in my life. And so, but it's very similar to the same. So you can get the book, you can read it. Don Miguel did a fantastic job, and obviously this is a world-renowned book, and it's amazing. I think his basic agreements are phenomenal, and I think everyone can benefit from it. So let's read the 4th agreement. Today, always do your best. I mean, always do your best all the time. But today we're reading the 4th agreement, which is always do your best. There is just one more agreement, but it's the one that allows the other 3 to be deeply ingrained as habits. The 4th agreement is about the action of the first 3, always doing your best. Under any circumstance, always do your best. No more, no less. But keep in mind that your best is never going to be the same from moment to moment. I say this to a lot of my clients, friends, and students, that to forgive yourself, and this isn't in the book, but to forgive yourself, you need to recognize that whatever it was, wherever you were, that you have to allow yourself to recognize that you did the best in that circumstance, in that situation, in that moment. Now, some of us could have made better choices, and we always say we should have done this, or we could have done that, or whatnot, and that's great in hindsight, in your present moment, in recognizing what you should have done. But if you can recognize that you did your best in that very moment, with all of the information that you had gathered, all of the moments of time that kind of, congealed into that very specific instance, it will allow yourself to give a little freedom to relieving and forgiving yourself. Now, this is something that I picked up that I use often and I share with other people, so I hope that helps. Everything is alive and changing all of the time, so your best will sometimes be high quality, other times it will not be as good. When you wake up refreshed and energized in the morning, your best will be better than when you're tired at night. Your best will be different when you are healthy as opposed to when you're sick, or sober as opposed to when you're drunk. Your best will depend on whether you're feeling wonderful or happy or upset or jealous or angry. Absolutely, because we come from that vibrational frequency of what we are surrounding ourselves energetically, right? So if you're coming from this jealous place, you're going to make probably not the best decisions in what you're speaking and what you're feeling and what you're saying, or what you're assuming the other person is doing. So for me, it's about getting into proper alignment through meditation, through focus, through breath work, and then making your choice from there, right? Not out of fear, but out of love. So, in everyday moods, your best can change from moment to moment, from 1 hour to the next, and from one day to another. Your best will always change over time. As you build the habit of the new 4 agreements, your best will become better than it used to be. Regardless of the quality, keep doing your best. No more, no less than your best. If you try hard to do your best, then your best you will spend more energy than is needed, and in the end, your best will not be enough. When you overdo, you deplete your body and you go against yourself, and it takes longer to accomplish your goals. But if you do less than your best, you subject yourself to frustration, self-judgment, guilt, and regrets. Just do your best in any circumstance in your life. It doesn't matter if you're sick or if you're tired. If you're always doing the best, there is no way that you can judge yourself. Boom. That's wonderful information. I love that. The best be always doing your best. You will break the spell that you have been under. Okay, yeah, we'll just go on. There was a man who wanted to transcend his suffering by using a Buddhist temple to find his master to help. He went to the master, and the master said, if you meditate for 4 hours a day, how long will it take me to transcend? Oh, he said, if I did this. The master looked at him and said, if you meditate 4 hours a day, perhaps you will transcend in 10 years. Thinking he could do better, the man said, oh, master, what if I meditated 8 years? How long would it take me to transcend? The master looked at him and said, if you meditate 8 years, perhaps you will transcend in 20. But why will it take longer if I meditate more? The man said. The master replied, you are not here to sacrifice your joy or your life. You are here to live, to be happy, and to love. If you can do your best in 2 hours of meditation, but you spend 8 hours instead, you will only grow tired, miss the point, and you won't enjoy your life. So do the best, and perhaps you will learn that no matter how long you meditate, you can live happy, you can live and love. Enjoy. Doing your best, you are always going to live your life intensely. You are going to be productive. You are going to be your best self because you will be giving yourself, your family, your community, to everything. Oh, you're giving your best self to all of these things, right? But in the action that is going to make you feel insanely happy. Oh, that's nice. But when you always do your best, you take action. Doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. Most people expect the opposite. They take action when they expect a reward and they don't enjoy the action, and that's the reason they don't do their best. So we've kind of been programmed to do our very best, and then why? Because we will get rewarded for doing our best or our best, in a work environment, in a job, as a child. I mean, we all learn, like, if you do your very best, you'll get an A, and then you'll get a sticker, and you'll get candy, or like whatever it is, right? So if we can do our best just because we're going to do our best, because we know internally that is going to bring us peace, love, and joy, and we're not looking for the exterior positive reinforcement of that, and I think that's the idea here, is to just do your best because you want to do your best. Okay, so let's moving on. If you take action because you have to, then there is no way that you're doing your best. Then it's better not to do it. No, you don't. Oh, no, you do your best because you're doing your best at all times, so it makes you happy. When you're doing your best just for the pleasure of doing it, then you're taking action because you enjoy the action. Action is about fully living. Oh, this is so good. You can have many great ideas in your head, but what makes the difference in action? Without acting upon an idea, there's no manifestation, no results, and no rewards. A good example of this comes from a story. He talks about Forrest Gump, and he was richly rewarded without expecting any rewards, taking action. Oh, that's good, yeah. Taking action in being alive. It's taking the risk to go out and express your dream. This is different than imposing your dream on someone else, because everyone else has the right to express their own dreams. Doing your best is a great habit to have. I do my best in everything I do and feel. Doing my best has become a ritual of my life because I made a choice to make a ritual. It's a belief like any other belief that I choose. I make everything a ritual, and I do my best. Taking a shower is a ritual for me in the morning, and with the action I tell my body how much I love it. I feel and enjoy the water on my body. I do my best to fulfill the needs and the joy of my body. I do my best to give my body and receive, and to receive what my body gives to me. Oh, in India, they perform a ritual called puja. In that ritual, they take idols that represent God in many different forms and bathe them, feed them, and give them their love. They even chant mantras to these idols. The idol itself is not so important. What is important is the way they perform the ritual that says, I love you, God. Because God is life. God is life in action. And the best way to say, I love you, God, is to live your your life doing your best. The best way to say thank you, God, is by letting go of the past and living in the present moment right here and right now. So this is a good point. I'm going to stop here for just a moment. We have a couple pages. This is a great point, because if you're living in your past, which causes depression and stress and worry, there's nothing you can do about it. And basically the past is anything that happened before this moment. And now it's this moment. So how many of your thoughts in a day are dependent on what happened this morning or yesterday or 5 years ago or 10 years ago? Where are you? Are you living in your past? Because a lot of people are, moment to moment to moment. You can find out where you're living. Now, here's the other side of that. Are you living in your future? Because that's anxiety. If you're finding yourself anxious, then what's happening is you're already projecting into your future what may come. And that, of course, is so relative to depending on what you believe in. Do you believe in fate? Do you believe in a manifestation? Do you believe in alignment with your vortex and then projecting positivity? Where are you on that? So get really clear within your own self as far as alignment of where you're going to be with that, right? And then recognize, I don't need to be anxious about what's coming in the future, because then there's a whole nother thing about that, right? Because I know that I put into good words and good things into this vortex right now, put good things into this world, and I'm going to receive that back. So what is my present moment? My present moment is peace. Not my future, not my past. I'm here. I'm right here and right now. So that's my little spin, right? And so he goes on to say, if you live a past dream, you don't enjoy what is happening right now because you always wish it to be different than it is. There is no time to miss anyone or anything because you are alive. Not enjoying what is happening right now is living in the past and being half alive. This leads to self-pity, suffering, and tears. And we all know this. So think about the last time that you were sad. Maybe it was an hour ago. Maybe it was right before you watched this video. Maybe it was yesterday. What were you thinking about? Were you thinking about something that had already happened? Were you, probably, right? Were you born with the right to be happy? Yes, you were born with the right to love, to enjoy, to share love. You were alive. So take your life and enjoy it. Don't resist life passing through you, because that is God passing through you. Just the existence proves that God exists. Your existence proves the existence of life and energy. You don't need to know or prove anything. Just be. To take a risk and enjoy life is all that matters. So say no when you want to say no and say yes when you want to say yes. You have the right to be you. You can only be you when you do your best. I have a really amazing friend who is like so tuned in. She's phenomenal. She's a hardcore person and I love her. But she said, it's either, and I'm going to kind of change the wording, but it's either a hell yes or an absolute no. Like, that's it. There's no like, kind of maybe. No, it's either going to be absolutely yes or absolutely no. And if you can start to like implement that into your life a little bit, I have found it to be so freeing, because if I'm like wavering, it's probably a no. So it's either a hell yes or a no. Let's see. The first 3 agreements will not work if you don't do your best. Don't expect that you will always be able to be impeccable with your words. Your routine habits are so strong and firmly rooted in your mind, but you can do your best. Don't expect that you will ever not take anything personally. Just do your best. Don't expect that that you will never make another assumption. Just simply do your best. By doing your best, the habits of misusing your words, taking things personally, making assumptions will become weaker and less frequent all the time. Do not judge yourself, feel guilty, or punish yourself if you cannot keep these agreements. If you're doing your best, you will feel good about yourself, even if you make assumptions. Oh, so that's what he's talking about. Perfect. Okay, so that loops back to what I was saying, that you will forgive yourself because you are always doing your best. If you do your best in search for personal freedom, in search for self-love, you will discover that it's just a matter of time before you find what you're looking for. It's not about daydreaming or sitting for hours in meditation. You have to stand up and be a human. You have to honor the man or the woman that you are, respect your body, enjoy your body, love your body, feed, clean, and heal yourself. Exercise and do what makes your body feels good. This is a puja to your body, and that is communication between you and God. Oh, I love this. This is so good. When you honor these 4 agreements together, there is no way that you have to live in hell. There is no way. If you're impeccable with your words, if you don't take things personally, if you don't make assumptions, if you always do your best, then you're going to have a beautiful life. You are always going to control your life 100%. The 4 agreements are a summary of the mastery of transformation, one of the masteries that helps you transform from hell to heaven. And I believe that's a personal hell for each and every person, right? Just do your best to honor these agreements, and you can make this agreement today. I choose to honor the 4 agreements. It's so simple and logical that even a child can understand them. But you must be a very strong will to keep these agreements. Because wherever we go, we find that our path is full of obstacles. I don't like the word obstacles. I like the word challenges a little bit better. And I feel like whenever you really tune in, that things open up for you. But there's always going to be a little something, right, that's going to guide you back onto your path. Now, it's always your path, like you're always on your path. It's just like that little bit of contrast. You have to know what you don't want before you know what you do want. And then it's kind of like, how far of the pendulum are you swinging? How far out of alignment are you swinging? And then once you kind of get stable and in there, then good, better things come. And then you use the gratitude to bring it even more, and then you stay into alignment. So all of these books are kind of like rolling together just in different ways, which is super, super nice. So let's move on to the last little bit. Do not be concerned about the future. Keep your attention on today and stay present in your moment. Just live one day at a time. Always be your best, or do your best to keep these agreements, and soon it will be easy for you as well. Today is the beginning of your new dream. Yay! Okay, so there's a couple more pieces here. Breaking old agreements and heaven on earth. We may kind of touch base on that tomorrow, but for right now, this is kind of a longer video, but we've done the 4 agreements. If you want to tune in tomorrow for breaking old agreements and how to do that, we will go over that a little bit. Now, this is Pepper Hernandez from drpepperhernandez.com, reading you the 4 agreements. We'll go over it a little bit tomorrow, and then we're going to start a new book in a couple days. So have a beautiful, beautiful day, and let's make this your very best life ever.